Hi, my name is Matt Valentine. I hail from Austin, Texas, born and raised. I got my start in the makeup industry by actually not even starting in the makeup industry. I was more of an artist. I would just draw and paint as a child. And early on, I was traumatized deeply by horror films at a young age. Also, a strict religious background contributed to that. And so the mixture of those two, of horror and I guess Christianity, kind of formed and fused this twisted version of what is manifest today in my art, that can be seen in my art. So growing up with those two mixtures, you always gravitate towards what you fear or what kind of disturbed you at an early age or what's denied you. And you kind of become what you fear, almost like in a Batman sense. So you take on that mantle of that fear. And so I kind of just stumbled upon this local haunted house in my early 20s, and I kind of grew and formed my repertoire and forte of horror in that field. It was an atmosphere that allowed me to create sets and graphics and video production and costuming and this whole world that I created myself. And from there I honed my skill and created and developed my own style. And from there I decided to part ways and create my own business, which is globalfearenterprises.com. And we offer makeup effects, graphic design, video production, costuming, and conceptual design. And also with that fusion of my effects and a lot of that the religious undertones that I have in my work, I'm able to branch out into different fields of not just haunted houses, but also the effects world and different vast areas of art in general in itself. I don't like to limit or create a stigma for myself that I'm just an effects artist. I like to branch out in all forms of art. And so from there, I got in contact with Face Off. I heard about this show, this series that just came out for makeup effects artists. And I waited a year to see the first season and then realized that I had a pretty good chance with my conceptual design. So I tried out and got a call immediately the next day. And from there, it's all history. And we're seeing where this ride will take me. A lot of people always ask me where do I get my inspiration and ideas from. Well, coming from that background of religion and Christianity, I draw upon a lot of esoteric knowledge and biblical scripture and like Dead Sea Scrolls and stuff. And so I'm inspired by these. Some of them are mythical, Greek mythology, but some of them are actually, depending on your own religious background, could be real. And so I take from these different scriptures and manifest these things that you only envision I guess through the pages of the Bible. And I mix that with some of my designs from artists that I'm inspired by in the past couple of centuries. Like Francis Bacon is a great British designer artist, and he has this weird homoerotic style that mixes, he uses a lot of teeth, shadowed faces, abstract images like umbrellas or conical like pyramids and triangles that take away from the human form. And that's the main thing. You don't want to keep that human man image. You want spikes or abstract images coming out that really you can't understand what you're looking at. And that, I think that's true art, is when you cause the viewer to question what they're looking at and question their feelings and emotions about what they're visualizing before your art. And so a lot of my influences come from that, the religious background, some horror, of course, and I'm just kind of at a crossroads where I'm kind of want to move away from that predisposed fear of fear of clowns and werewolves and all that. It's kind of already been done. So I want to bring in some abominations, unseen horror creatures and bring that anathema of art upon the industry. My advice for face painters and artists who are really starting to branch off into the effects world would be to actually just dive in full force. I basically got my start with using like Sculpey, paper mache, duct tape, just like cotton and latex, just basic stuff you can get from Hobby Lobby or even in your own garage. That stuff is easily available. And from there, I kind of honed my design. It doesn't matter what materials you use, it matters the end result. If you can get there with what you're given. And if you can get there with the basics, imagine what you can do with really professional, high-end material. And so just start from there. Don't be intimidated by the products, and learn, research, go on Google. There's Monster Makers, there's Smooth On. There's a lot of these places that basically line out for you packages or products that you can buy if you want to do molding, face casting, using foam or silicone. All these are great repertoires to use for your ability to get into that field of makeup effects. So I would highly recommend researching that, and never be afraid to do the things you fear. That's the number one thing that I always do. Do what scares you, and you're always going to prosper and further your artistic talent. People always ask me about my hearts, or how many hearts I have, and I've never really counted them. As you can see, there's a whole sleeve of them. Sometimes I usually give a different answer, almost like the Joker, how he gets his scars. It keeps it a mystery and secret. But in the end, I think it's open to everyone's interpretation. Tattoos mean something to that person, but it's like I think Johnny Depp said it best. Tattoos are like a pirate's tale. You know, means this, and I went through this situation, and you're just kind of mapping out your life through your artwork. And my artwork, part of it just happens to be on my arm, and yeah, it's just they're hearts, but they're also black hearts. So it could be love, it could be hate. Who knows? It's open to your own interpretation. I think right now I'm at a point in my life where I'm getting into more exposure in the makeup field, but I like to consider myself an artist, and I don't like to be limited or constrained by labels. And so makeup is awesome. I think this is a great platform to expose my art on a national scale. But I'm also looking to get more towards directing. I've done some short films before. I think I have stories. I think I'm an all right effects artist, but I think I'm a whole lot better storyteller. I love creating these characters, giving them background stories. I also love music, so be looking out for a new hot single from Matt Valentine, hopefully in the near future. And politics sound really cool. I've always been politically active in the left-right paradigm. I think it's time for a change for our political climate that we're in, to create a whole new political party. Could be the fear party, if you know what I mean. So we're open for some change. So yeah, that's currently what I have going on my plate outside of the makeup industry, and we're going to see maybe for the near future I can at least maybe be the PR or head of propaganda for the Antichrist coming soon. So we'll see. I heard of FABAtv through some body painters, the Wolf Brothers, Nyx, Athena. They're both friends of mine, and we worked together on the show. And I saw some of their work on FABAtv and conventions, and I thought that was really great and amazing, and an awesome platform on that level to expose people nationally, worldwide, to your work, and also bring in those people who were amateur or stepping into this world of makeup, and to really give them a voice and information, both for the artists and the audience, to get into that field and find out, because most people can't go to these workshops and fly out, and FABAtv actually gives the audience that ability, the window into the artist's mind, how they create things and the techniques they use, and it's awesome on both levels for the artists and the audience.